Today is officially National Tall Girls Day. 5'10", stay tuned. Alright, welcome to another episode of Haire. Today is June 20th, the longest day of the year, aka National Tall Girl Day. Today is the summer solstice. Traditionally today is supposed to be a day that you're supposed to get everything done, so you won't have to worry about having the shortest day of the year for short girl day, which is in December. So today, happy National Tall Girl Days to all my tall women. So if you want to know if you're a tall woman, it's anybody who is 5'7" or higher. And then tall man is 6 foot status or higher. So I talked about the hierarchies of being tall. Sorry, my crown fell off. I talked about the hierarchies of being tall last year, but just to go over it again, 5'8" is considered modal, and then 6 feet tall is considered Amazon. So first things first, we're gonna go into, I broke it into a couple of pieces too, just to make it more, edible. So first things first, we gotta think about the psychology behind a black woman. Wow. You gotta think of the psychology behind a tall woman. Sorry, I'm not feeling too good today. And you have to understand that you live a different life. Like when you're 5'10" at an age where you're already awkward, like when you're tall, like I like it now because I don't have to try to get attention. Actually, I don't have to do that at all. Like I'm 5'10", I wear heels, I'm gonna get attention regardless. But just imagine you're at the most awkward stage of your life and everybody's just all eyes on you. So I can say being tall, like psychological work wise, like I feel like you also dating wise, I feel like you age a little bit slower because you don't have as many options, or you don't have as many guys trying to, I wouldn't say get at you, but you don't have as many boys, you don't have as many of them trying to ask you out. So you don't have that practice. It's like the first one who's brave enough to climb the tree is pretty much who you're gonna, I wouldn't say that you're gonna like, but someone that you like, they're a good practice. And then you have a tendency as well, I'm just telling you my pass of it, the psychology is that you have a tendency that you see tall men as like the optimum. You see they can do no wrong. And I feel like a lot of women fall into that with dating basketball players. They feel like, okay, well, there's not gonna be anybody else who's as tall as me, so I'm going to date this person because I don't want to date a short person, or I'm not brave enough to date a short person, or I don't want to deal with a short man's complexity. But I can say that there's just the psychology behind it. If you guys want me to break that down, I would love to start another series with DSM, disorders of social media. I would love to talk about psychology behind a tall woman, but I can say from my experience that I just grew up different. Like I grew out of a lot of childish clothes quickly. So that's probably why I'm quick to put my hair in some puffs. I'm quick to put my hair in some puffs. I'm quick to buy more cartoonish stuff because the fact that I had to grow out of that real quick. Because the last time I checked, back in the day, back in the 2000s, I'm not too quick. Back in the 2000s, they didn't have a size a women's 9. Yes, I was wearing women's 9 in 3rd grade. They didn't have a size women's 9 in Powerpuff Girls. Like it's basically like all those kid shoes. Like that's like you the small feet warriors. I don't understand how frustrating that is to want to be a kid, but all your clothes are pretty much for grown-ups, and even with styles of dresses as well. Like I was kind of put into more, I would say matronly, but more conservative dresses because everything that was my age was under my chin. Okay. Cause remember when they make the clothes, they're making the clothes for the average middle school or the average elementary school. Like it's just growing up, and of course, having that psychology of your skirt is not long enough. So I catch myself doing it a lot. Like my skirt will literally be like a pinky but above my knee. And I'm just like that psychology behind it just kind of sticks with you, that people are looking at you. And it doesn't help the fact that, as you go to high school, you're more of a target for dress code. I know plenty of, no offense, I know plenty of short girls who are in my grade who was wearing crazy stuff, crazy things, crazy stuff. But I was I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10" in middle and 9th grade. So I don't know. I just felt like you just grew up differently. You had to grow up a little bit faster. You had to mature a little bit faster because you weren't allowed to be kiddie because you didn't have a kiddie size. So we're gonna go into the first one is the fact that it's the clothes, like the average clothes, like people, like when it comes to clothes, I would say we're just gonna talk about different topics today, but I can say the clothes in the traditional store are not made for the average person. Like they aren't made for people who are outliers. So I have this down, that the clothes that they have in the store, I'm talking about like your regular retail department stores, they only make clothes for women who are 5'3", 5'5", 5'3" to 5'5", size 4 through 8, and then shoe size 6 to 8. Think about what's in the stores. Like you don't know how much irritation I have when I see a really cute shoe and like my eyes are going, okay, 7, 8, 9. That's it. Like clothes wise too. Okay, 32 inseam, 33 inseam, drop off. I'm a 36 and a half inseam, almost 37. So to me, like that's like an everyday struggle of mine. Like people, like whenever I hear people compliment me on my height, which like I said, I love my height. I love being tall, but these people don't love us back. Like, yes, we have the ideal body type, but essentially I really do feel like there is a mix in there that they're almost punishing us for being tall. They're almost punishing us for being tall. They're almost punishing us for not being in the average that they have. And I get it, because you have to buy more material. Like when we first started modeling, like me and my other model friends, when we first started modeling, like I get why they have the sample size as it is. Like I don't respect it. No, I didn't say that. But I do understand why they have what they would consider a sample size, because that's a lot of material. Okay. And the more material you add, like for example, like this is like a tube top orange dress, goes to my knees. So let's say it took like 20 feet. Like, oh, that's too much. Let's take it took 15 feet to make the outfit, right? If each square foot of that 15 feet is $3,000, they're gonna get a smaller model. Like it's just like, okay, we're gonna go into fat phobia with Ashley Graham in a little bit, but like I understand. I'm not co-signing it, but like I have my accountant cap on, and I get where they're coming from with that, but it's still not right. But it's mostly a cheap thing. It's mostly like, of course, they want to have that standard here so you can keep chasing it, but I really feel like at its basis it's a cheap thing. Like someone who sews, like I think one of my cosplays that I made, Princess Jasmine, that one, I think I found it on sale. It was like $5 after everything, but it was not cheap. Okay, it was not cheap if it wasn't a sale. Without a sale, it was like $35, and that's just the dress, like so the top and the bottom. So imagine you keep doing that for each model. So each model is about 15 grand in cloth, and what if they rip it? So each person, like just imagine the math on that. Each person, like I get it's a cheap thing, but that's why like being tall, I would say being tall is kind of a little polarizing sometimes, because it's like you have the ideal body type, like everybody always will compliment you, but when you go to the regular stores, you feel like an alien. At least to me, like when I come into the stores, like this is why I shop online. Like I think I had a miniature breakdown when I was in a store and I really wanted this shoe. Like it would have completed like my classics. I'm running classics, like trying to build classics in my closet, and it just stopped. And then the retail person canceled it. Let's check in the back. It's never in the back, baby. It's never in the back. But it really is like, it's like on one hand, they're saying you have the ideal body type verbally, but then when you go to the store, it's catered for women under 5'5". Like even the 5'7" girls, you're pushing it. Like a lot of the clothes, most of my clothes, this is from online. Like most clothes are online. I'm not even that. I wouldn't consider myself freakishly tall. Like that's why like I'm feeling for my fellow tall women who are 6 feet, 6'2", 6'4". Like I'm feeling for them, because there's a level that you just get frustrated, because it's just like, why do I have to spend more money to go to designer? Because the first thing they say, oh, if you want better shoes, you have to go to designer. I was like, okay, but you can go to Five Below and find 3 shoes for 10 cents. Like you can go to Five Below, it's not the same. So we're going to go into fat phobia. Now, this is a topic that I really wanted to be careful with because I am not a person who can speak about it for too long, but I can point out a pattern I've noticed. So Ashley Graham, to me, like I've seen plenty of, the Takara Jones from America's Top Model. Like I've seen plenty of models who are plus size and they were accepted, but I truly feel like, just from me watching modeling this whole time, like I truly feel like Ashley Graham was the first time I can sit there and say people are like, okay, you can be plus size. And it took so long. And I'm just like, the average woman looks like Ashley Graham. Not the face card. The face card eating. Let's get, it's a look. Okay. But it's just on average, like to me, if I could say how the average woman looks like, I would say the average woman is 5'2". Let's stop playing. Average woman is 5'2" to 5'4.5". Size about 10 to 16, and average foot size a 7.5, 8. That's how I would say the average size, because I'm just factoring everybody from the beginning to the end. Like I'm just factoring everybody, but the average woman is not skinny, or the average woman is not skinny for long. Like you have kids, in life as you age, you gain more weight. Like the average woman is not skinny. So that's why I felt like when I saw Ashley Graham like big up there on Maxim and like these other ones, I just felt like she was the first one who was accepted. But there's still fat phobia, because for Maxim, when she was on the cover, there was a lot of pushback saying, oh, she's too big, oh, she's not attractive, because Maxim is a men's magazine. So I feel like there was a lot of like, oh, well, we want our girls thin and skinny and da-da-da. So I feel like there's a lot of pushback there. But Ashley Graham, like, this is not even to suck up, but like her bone structure, just a moment for the bone structure. The bone structure is fire. Like, just like there's so much symmetry in it. Like I can see like a lot of photographers not even have to work hard to get the right angle. Like she has a natural chiseled chin. Like she doesn't have to have any, like, just perfection. But I feel like too, as well, even though I love Ashley Graham, like I said, I'm not going to speak on this too long because I'm not a speaker for it. I do feel like she does represent an almost impossible standard. Like she's plus size, but she has a flat stomach. And I believe she got some abs too, I've seen before. That's not usually how it is. Like usually if you're more plus size, like you're soft everywhere. You're fluffy everywhere. It's not like you have this, that, and then like in the middle, six pack. Like that's not how the body's distributed. Like for example, when I lose weight, everybody gone. Okay. The balcony and the exit, everybody leaves. Like it's not okay, I get to keep these. No, I get to, like, that's usually my indicator that I'm either eating too healthy or I'm working out too much. I know, first world problems, I guess. But that's how I know I'm losing weight. Everybody leaving. Okay. Like, no, like, bye. Like everybody left. Like the top and the bottom. Once they leave, I know I'm losing weight. I know something's wrong. I know I'm sick. Something's happening with my thyroid. I don't know. Like that's when I know something's wrong, because like everybody leave. It's not like, that's just how, like, your body gets rid of fat and gains fat a certain particular way. And most of the time when you're fluffier, you're not going to have a flat stomach, because that wouldn't make any sense. It's like the muscles are loose, tight, loose. That's not how your body works. Most of the time, if someone has muscular arms, their stomach is also muscular as well. That's just how muscles work. It's not like you can pick or choose, mix or match. Like it's all at once. Okay. So, I was gonna say as well, with Ashley Graham, like even the fact that she's been modeling for so long, I just remember seeing her in so many magazines. She's been modeling for so long, and the fact that they just gave her Maxim like a couple years back, I really was like I wouldn't say disappointed, but I was questioning. But I can say that there's there's still a level, or so there's still a level that I feel like they don't respect her. I can sense it. And she's been on plenty of shows, plenty of judges, guest hosts, but I still feel like there's a level to her that they don't respect, and they feel like she's an experiment. Because sometimes they're just like, okay, they just did this body positivity movement, or just had her plus size just so people can support her, whatever, and not really support her. But like, I really feel like there's still a level I could be reaching, but I still feel like there's a level that they don't respect her because she's not what the ideal body type is. So final point is Ciara. So we talked about this briefly last year about you guys calling tall women men, and I think where I get frustrated is just that y'all pick and choose when to be mean based on, I feel like y'all pick and choose and be mean based on what that person has. So when Ciara was first coming out, she didn't really have anything that anybody wanted, because being tall in the 90s and 2000s was hard. Now it's like uplifted, but back then it was hard. So I really feel like she's being told that, oh, she's soft girl life. I want to be like Ciara, this, and other. I was like, but you called her a man back in the day. Same thing with Nara Smith. Nara Smith is also 5'10" model. Like, y'all would have called her a man back in the day. Like, because both of these women have lives that y'all want, now all of a sudden they're feminine. Like, you don't understand how degrading it is for someone to call you a man and try to spread that rumor. I've been, at least I can sit there and say, I've at least been told I was a man to my face. Ciara had this, and I'm nobody, but Ciara had everybody was calling her a man. Everybody was saying that she needed to have surgery so she can be a natural born woman. And the fact that y'all went around saying that, like, that's why it was ironic that she did. I sensed the irony in the song, If I Were a Boy, because that was for all the haters who kept calling that. But like I said, my main thing is that to just be kind to one another. I know that's really cheesy, sounds like Barney, but truly be kind to one another, because you don't know what sticks with a person, and you don't know what sticks with a person, what really affects them as they go through life. Like I said, if Ciara would have let that stuck to her head, she would have never been where she's at now. So don't subscribe, share. It's Claire Haire.